Hi, I'm Vicki at Bloom1 Florist. I've owned the Arnold store for 24 years now, my 24th year, and I'm here to do some floral arranging for fall. It's my favorite time of year, and it's so easy to do because you've got all the fall things all around you in your yards. You've got the fall foliage. If you're lucky enough to live up in the mountains, you've got your real oak leaves and your birch and your cattails and things like that you can just mix in flower arranging in fall. I went through my my kitchen and I found a casserole dish, and I thought I'd make a flower arrangement in that. You can go through your cupboards and all. You don't have to have any set type of container for floral arranging. You can just go through and find all kinds of things. I also found a dish here that is silver and it needs to be polished, but I don't want it polished right now for fall because I want it to look like that. And then I started an arrangement and I just put it in a little sphere of oasis, and then I'll finish it up in a little bit, but you can just set it in there and it's just real simple to do. Also found a pumpkin too, that for decorations from years past, and you stick in an oasis. I have a dry one here. You can pick it up at the flower shop, and you stick it in warm water and you just let it soak up on its own, and then you can put it and cut it in the type of size container you need. And then it's all wet, ready for your flowers. And this one here with the pumpkin, I have some dark leaves here for the focal point. We have some fun peppers, ornamental peppers that we get to use in the fall. And then I spray painted some wheat black to go in here. I also spray painted some orange ones here. You can spray them any color to work with, or you've got your regular size wheat, your regular color wheat, and then the black bearded wheat. So there's quite a bit of things to work with, and then you just kind of cut it, punch it in the oasis. It goes in real easy, and kind of fun type stuff. Let's see, turn around this way. And you do your triangle in flower arranging. You've got your lined flowers, and then you've got your foliage and greenery, and I've got preserved oak leaves. That's real oak leaves that's been preserved with a glycerin type thing, and we pick it, take a pick machine and just pick it so we can just dab it in the oasis fast. And then you can use the other end of your oak, your wheat, and you can add some little bit of daisies to it as your filler type flower, and to add the color to bring the yellow out of your pumpkin. It doesn't take a whole lot to make it really pretty. Just real simple and easy. There's that pumpkin. Another way to set your table up, if you don't want to do any flowers, you've got a long table, you got a lot of people there, and you got a big pumpkin, big turkey you're going to put in the middle. You can get real oak leaves out in the forest, your orchard, and you can line them up. You take your little pumpkins and you put them through there, and then you can take your candles and you can put those in and just string it on down the whole line, and there's your table decoration. Very inexpensive, pretty, and it's got pumpkins, and you can add some pine cones if you want. You can go out in the forest and collect some pine cones and set those in. Very, very inexpensive. And Then if you wanted to, you could get 3 separate little containers and you could put those down the long table if you're doing a real long, got 20, 25 people coming to dinner. Just do it real simple and easy. You can do that the day before. You don't have to wait until Thanksgiving Day. Just get it all set up before. And it works really, really well. And very little work involved in that. Let's just say. Another little tip for your table decorations too is you can get the pine cones, inexpensive. Get a little bit of raffia. Do it for a name card, and just set it right in the middle of your dish. And then you've got it all decorated. Real simple, easy, inexpensive. Let's see. Another idea, you can take these pumpkins here, the little ones, and you can hollow them out, and you can put a candle in them on your table too, and then you can hollow out your pumpkin here, put a glass jar inside and fill it with, to do something real inexpensive, you can do a bunch of carnations that we have here at the Angels and Arnold store for $5.99. You would just get your dozen carnations, stick it in the vase, get the real oak leaves out in your yard, inexpensive, free, and mix it all in there, and then you can just add that to your table too. Another idea is, it's really warm. They do this a lot in the East, is they get a wooden bowl and they fill it with fruit, and mostly apples. And then they put pine cones and they put real oak leaves in there. And you can add that as your centerpiece with these things going down too. So that's a different type of idea also. So as you can see, there's all kinds of different things you can do with fall because we have all this stuff available to us, and it's all inexpensive, and it's really, really pretty, and it gives you that whole idea of fall and Thanksgiving. So with this arrangement here, I'm going to use some sunflowers. And what I did was I just added a little bit of greenery and some eucalyptus for falling over here to make it look real smooth. And I'm just not going to make it too tall because it'll go in the middle of the table. And the utensils that you can use is a knife, clippers, wire cutters, and scissors. Those what you should always have out there when you're working on your flower arrangement. Usually cut your stems on an angle also, so it'll insert easier in the oasis for you. Push it down there. Sometimes they get a little stubborn. And then I have some of these little white berries. Don't know the particular name. We only get them every once in a while, which is in the fall, and it only lasts for about 3 weeks. So it's one of those things where you figure you don't really need to know the name of them. They're just pretty. So you can just stick those in there. When the oasis is wet, this just makes it really easy to work with. You can just work really fast. Adding a little bit more white to this arrangement because the container is white, and so I want to make that kind of work together real well. be the dark ones. I'm going to add some cattails here. Then I'm going to put in some big cushion mums. We only get these type of flowers here this time of year until Thanksgiving week, and then we go back, go into the reds and the whites. So then all the browns and bronzes and darker colors we won't see again until next October. So it's fun to work with these for a couple of weeks. Those aren't too expensive either. When you go, you can pick them up at different places. Most flower shops have it this time of year. And they're really a lot of fun to work with. In my yard, I had some Dusty Miller. You can use this. Anything that's homegrown, it seems like, works really well at Thanksgiving. So it's kind of a fun flower to use. Get some of my oak leaves out here. Arranging's a lot of fun. You can get a lot of enjoyment working with something so pretty all the time. And everybody likes flowers. Or at least everybody should like flowers. We need a little bit of a orange color in there, so I had sprayed some baby black orange. And spraying with a spray can doesn't really hurt the flowers. It just makes them stay a long time. But sometimes you just need that little bit of extra color. Here's some Hypericum. This is leaf shine that I use to shine up certain flowers and leaves. It's good for the flowers, the plants and all. It makes them a little shiny because it leaves in the moisture in the leaves. So it makes them all shine up real pretty. Okay, there's that one there too. So there's different things you can do, you know, in your container that you find at home. Just gonna see, this is just that ball. I'm just gonna plop it down in there. Just add a few more flowers to it. Now on this one here, because it rolls or could roll, you want to keep the flowers that you use in there lighter, not a heavy flower. just fill your container with water. So that it soaks it up. You only need a little bit. I'd recommend doing that once it's on the table, very carefully, so that it doesn't spill as you're walking around with it. Here's another Deburah for this side. And we want to get some height in there. This would look really nice if you have a buffet you're doing and you have a dessert table for your Thanksgiving dinner. Just something real simple and light. I like those berries. I'm going to add some of these. Kind of a fun thing to do on there. It's just real simple. And then we have, yeah, you want to have that? I did up a full centerpiece here earlier. For a long and low table too. What I did here was this is in this tray here, and we have the Oasis, and then you tape it, and then you add your line flowers here with your greens, and I added the wheat, and you bring up so you got your triangle. And then you've got your focal flowers, and you have your filler flowers, and then you have your accent flowers to make it pop. And this is makes a real nice centerpiece. We do lots of these all through Thanksgiving, and then we do Christmas type in the same type of thing. Okay, so we've showed you a little bit of different ideas on what to do with your Thanksgiving table. But you can also use the ideas all the way through October and November if you're having any type of parties or anything going on, birthdays, anniversaries, or just get-togethers. And so we showed you the big centerpiece, and that goes between $50 and $65. If you'd like a bigger one, $75, $100. But this one here would be about $55. We also, whenever you want to bring your containers in, we'll look at it and give you a price on your own container. This one here goes about $50 on this one here, this type. The little pumpkin here, you bring in the little pumpkin this size. These are so fun, especially taken to offices, to the banks, to the post office, people who have helped you out, and you're saying thank you to people throughout the year, this time of year. Something like this would go for about 20 bucks. Something like this, similar to, roughly around 20, 19, 17, something like that. And then we have our vase arrangements, our fall vase arrangements that we do. This one here goes about $49. And then we have some bigger ones here. We do them in fall vases too. And then we also do the fun stuff in the tall vases with the sunflowers and all. This is so happy. And if somebody's feeling ill or something, this really brings them up, makes them feel better. And so in closing, I hope you got some different ideas from me. We do whatever you want to bring to us to do. I've been doing it 42 years. It's just a fun thing. I really just enjoy doing. This is the funnest part of owning a flower shop is working with flowers. And I love it. And I want to just spread it throughout the community. Thank you very much.